Hey y'all, it's Jen and welcome to my channel Ifra's Inklings. This is my third reading vlog, and this is for the week of July 22nd through July 29th. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so it's Monday, July 23rd, and I'm back at work. I'm in the old building right now, fixing to head up to the new building. While we have power, you know, they did get that restored for us. Air conditioner's not working. Our internet access isn't working. Our central office was hit also, which is on the other side of Little Rock from where I work. And all of our servers and everything goes through it. So if they're down, we're down. So I literally can do nothing on the computers. But I had the plan today. My plan was to work in the new building on putting locks on lockers. And I don't need anything for that. So I'm going to go up there and get busy. I did listen. I mean, I didn't watch. I didn't listen. I read about 30 more pages in Dusk or Dark or Dawn or Day or whatever it's called last night, and I'm really enjoying it, getting a lot more information, figuring out what witches are what, why the ghosts are disappearing, that kind of thing, which is interesting. And so I will probably read a little bit more of that tonight, but I'm going to go finish listening to Gunslinger Girl while I'm putting locks on lockers. I will check back in with y'all in a little bit. So today is Tuesday, July 24th. Yeah, 24th. I am at our new building putting locks on lockers because we still have no power at the high school. And while the middle school, the old middle school building also has power, we don't have network access here. So I can't do anything. I can't do payroll. I can't, which is due today. But I've talked to our payroll department already about that because me and the high school, neither one can do our payroll. So there's that. The high school has no air, nothing. So I'm at the new building putting locks on lockers, which I needed to do today anyway, outside of payroll. But to update you on what I read yesterday, I finished up The Gunslinger Girl by Lindsay Ely, E-L-Y. I can't remember how you pronounce her name. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars, and it was not what I expected. It was kind of a dystopian, futuristic world after the Second Civil War, and it had a little bit of Las Vegas flair to it. Sin City, it was actually called Sensation, but I really enjoyed it a lot more than I expected. And I think it might be a standalone. I don't know, but I would be curious to see. They're testing the intercom system, the new building. So, but I'd be interested to see how Max's story played out. I read another 20 or so pages in Dusk or Dark or Dawn or Day by Seanan McGuire until I literally fell asleep reading it. So I put that down and turned my light out, and then promptly could not go back to sleep. So I read a little bit more on my Kindle. I don't know, probably 4 or 5 pages before I fell asleep on reading. Why can't I ever remember that book? But it's by Ashley Woodfolk. But regardless, I read a little bit more on it, and then I did fall asleep reading it. And then today I started a new audiobook, which I actually have the physical copy of it, but I really enjoy memoirs more, listening to the author of it read their memoirs. So I'm listening to it, but it is I Hate Everyone Except You by Clinton Kelly. Clinton Kelly is the guy portion of the What Not to Wear duo from the early, I guess, late 90s, early 2000s. I can't remember when it aired, but I used to watch that show and I loved it. So it's a short book. It's a 5-hour audiobook, and I'm already an hour and a half into it. Of course, I listen on 1.5 speed, so that it's like 45 minutes or an hour, I guess. I've listened to it for the last hour, but I'll finish it up today and start a new audiobook at some point. I don't know what that's going to be yet, though. So this is a long update. I had a lot to say, I guess, but I will. Oh yeah, also my air, I woke up this morning and my air at my house is off. It went out. It is a brand new AC unit, or it's 6 years old. I put it in the July that I moved into the house in 2012. Testing, 1, 2, 3. And last summer, I replaced 4 parts on it, and it's doing the exact same thing it did last summer, so I'm a little not happy. And it's going to be 97 degrees on Thursday. So, fun. Anyway, that's it. I am going to head out and get some stuff done.
Please, there has been a fire alarm reported in the building. Please proceed to the nearest exit and evacuate the building.
I'm hoping this is a test because it keeps going off. So I appear to be alone in the building, and the electricity appears to have gone out. But this chair is so fun. Oh look, the lights finally came back on. They are motion activated. I guess I was staying at the wrong end of the building. Whee! So today is Wednesday, July 25th, and it is like 9:20. I obviously just got out of the shower. I came home from work today. I was just busy all day long today. We had a bunch of people start back at, today was our first day back on contract. So we packed and I gave a tour of the new building. I hit 10,000 steps before 2 o'clock today. So, and I climbed like 3 flights of stairs 3 or 4 times. And in fact, I'm about to hit 11,000 steps. So it's been a busy day, but I came home from work, got home about 6:30, left work a little bit early because I'm fixing to work here at home because I don't have computer access or internet access where I needed to, when I needed it, or right before I left. So I'm gonna work here for a couple more hours and get that done. I've got to enter all the lockers. I did finally get those done yesterday. I've got to enter all those into the spreadsheets and then send that to central office so they will upload it into our system and then I can assign lockers out. So where I left off yesterday, I did end up finishing this book, Clinton Kelly's I Hate Everyone Except You, his memoir. I did listen to it on audio. It's my book club, my In Real Life book club pick for this month. I ended up listening to it on audio and I finished it yesterday afternoon and I absolutely loved it. I think I gave it 5 stars. But I really enjoy memoirs here lately, especially celebrity memoirs, and I enjoyed Clinton Kelly reading this himself. And I'm a fan of Clinton Kelly's anyway. I was a What Not to Wear fan when it was airing, and so I really enjoyed it. This memoir, it was quick, it was easy, it was funny, it had some poignant parts to it. All around, it was a really good, enjoyable book. Then I started listening to Openly Straight by Bill something or another. I am about I want to say about 60% through. I didn't listen to anything today because I was super busy and there was other people around and involved. So I didn't get to listen to my audiobook at all. But I finished it. I got to about 60% of it yesterday. And I have some issues with it so far. I'm more interested in two of the side character storyline than I am the main character storyline. Basically, this is a story about a gay guy from Colorado who came out, I guess, late junior high, early high school, and was completely 100% accepted. School, parents, friends, everything. Had no problems whatsoever. But he was tired of being labeled and being the gay kid, and so he decided he wanted to go to boarding school, to an all-boys boarding school, and not have the label of gay. So he's kind of pretending to be straight. He's not denying that he's gay, and he's not openly saying he's straight, except for he did talk about having a girlfriend. But I think I know where this is going to go, and I'm already a little irritated by it. So we'll see. I did read a little bit. Each night I've read a little bit of my Kindle book, which is The Beauty That Remains by Ashley Woodfolk. I'm at 47% now. Yay! But it's interesting. It's starting to all come together like I suspected it would. So pretty predictable YA contemporary about grief. But I also read a little bit more of Darker Dawn or Dusker Day by Shawnee McGuire. I'm about 120 pages in of 180, and I'm loving it still. It's getting interesting. Can't wait to see what happens next. So this has been a weird week for a reading vlog. Which is why the updates are so long, because I'm just able to do them once a day, it seems like. But tomorrow I will be in the old building by myself, and I'm going to finish up some packing, and that's really it. So I'll have a lot of time to work on listening to my audiobook. I may try and leave work a little bit early. I mentioned in my last vlog, which is going up here in just a minute, I've got it exporting right now so I can upload it. Hopefully it'll be up before midnight tonight. But it is hopefully going to... Anyway, at the end of it, I mentioned that I might have like a surprise coming up, something exciting, and I'm going to be going out of town. So I'm leaving bright and early Friday morning, and I'll be out of town until Sunday. And it was a spur-of-the-moment trip that came up, and I'm taking advantage of it. So I'll get a little bit of footage of that. I don't know if I will have a lot of footage and vlogging from the weekend. I'm planning on spending some time with a friend, a couple of different friends in the city I'm going to, and so I don't know if I'll do much vlogging, and I don't know if I'll do much reading either. Friday's going to be a long day. I'm going to leave at like 5 o'clock in the morning Friday to drive up there so I can be there in time for lunch with one of my friends, and so I'm excited. I'm so excited, y'all. But it's, anyway, more on that later. This was really long, 7 minutes. Yikes. So I'm going to get off here. I'm going to do my work from home, and then I'm going to do some reading, maybe, if I don't just collapse. So I will check back in with y'all probably tomorrow. Bye. Hey y'all, I know this lighting's awful, but it is 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30 in the morning actually. That clock's wrong back there. But it is Friday, July 27th, and I am about to hit the road. It is way too fucking early for this shit, but I gotta hit Kansas City by 1 o'clock to meet my friend up there that for lunch. So I'm off. I am going to listen to some audiobooks on my way up there. I did read a little bit more of Darker Dawn or Dusker Day yesterday while I was getting my pedicure done, and I'll update you all on that once I hit town. So, see y'all in a little bit. Bye. This is Lake Conway. We're supposed to get some storms all day today, so sorry about this camera angle, guys. But we're supposed to get storms all day today, so I'm going to be driving through storms, hopefully out of them. And but it's going to be a nice, pretty weekend. A little bit of storms once I get to Kansas City, and then I'll drive home all the way through some storms as well. So it'll be fun times, but that's why you can see the clouds in the sky. I'm fixing to hit the freeway. I just took the back roads between my house and the freeway. And I'm gonna hop off in Conway. They've got a Krispy Kreme there, which we don't have one local to in where I live. So I'm gonna hop off and get some Krispy Kreme donuts for my morning trip and some coffee. And then I'm gonna hit the road. Talk to y'all in a little bit. Bye. So this is one of my favorite parts of the trip, is when I hit Bella Vista, and I know I'm about to cross over from the Arkansas border into the state of Missouri. And it's really pretty up here. Arkansas is a beautiful state if you like nature and don't want big city life. There's always something to do outdoors: fishing, hunting, mountain biking, hiking, backpacking, whatever you want to do. There's something for everybody. Lots of lakes, lots of rivers, kayaking, that kind of thing. And once we cross over into the Missouri, there's a lot of mountainous areas going through the Ozarks before it levels out, and it's really pretty too. You can see the cutaways from the mountains, and it's just real pretty on the cliffs and stuff, the rock formations. Let me update you on where I am in my reading. I did read some of Dusk or Dark or Dawn or Day by Shauna McGuire last night. That I mentioned that. I did that while I was getting my pedicure done. I'm doing a little bit of self-care after a long, hard, stressful week at work. And it's getting interesting. They've returned back to her hometown, and the reason why they were there, what brought them back, is interesting. I don't know how it's going to play out, so I'm interested to see how that goes. I know that's a little cryptic, but I don't want to give any spoilers because it is a pretty interesting book and good. Shauna McGuire has some amazing writing. But on my trip up here in the road, I'm listening to Openly Straight by Ben something or another. And I have some mixed feelings about the book. It is interesting, and I'm enjoying it, but there's a lot of things about it I have some problems with too, and I think that's been the consensus with everybody that I've seen review this book. The premise of it is that Rafe he's been openly gay and out of the closet for a long time, in his home city of Boulder, Colorado. His parents are cool with it, his best friend's cool with it, everybody's cool with it. And yet he's tired of being seen as the gay guy and having his sexuality color all of his appearance, you know, everything about his personality or how people see him, or being seen as just being the gay guy. Which is interesting because, you know, we all want to live without labels. But so he decides to go, and right here, guys, pause for a minute. This is the Missouri welcome sign, so I have officially crossed over into Missouri now. Yay! So anyway, he decides to go and across country to this little boarding school, all male boarding school in Connecticut or Massachusetts, or I think Massachusetts, because they mentioned being close to Boston. And not be the gay kid, not be out, not necessarily lie about it, but not be openly out. And he is discovering that while it seemed like a good idea at the beginning, that maybe hiding that part of himself, it wasn't such a great idea either. He became really close to a guy named Ben, who is phenomenal. He's probably my favorite character in this book. But Ben now feels deceived and like he was lied to now that Rafe is out of the closet at his boarding school. And I understand that, because how do you hide part of who you are without it being a lie and without being untrue to yourself? So it's giving me a lot of things to think about just in my own life. You know, am I living my true authentic self? Is everything I do authentic? Am I being openly and honest, just unapologetically who I am? Or are there things about myself that I hide because it's easier than being completely open? Because being open to everybody, or opening yourself up, is hard and it's scary, and because it leaves yourself to be vulnerable and possibly being hurt. So it's something interesting that is really making me think. So I'm going to ponder on that for a little while. This has been 9 minutes of this on the road through Bella Vista and into Missouri. So I'm going to cut this off and probably edit this down a lot. But I will check back in with y'all in a little while. Talk to you later. Bye. So I finally made it to my destination city. I'm coming up on the downtown area of Kansas City right now. It is a gorgeous day. If you can see that skyline over there. Trip. I don't have any plans. I don't have anything on the agenda. Just worked out that I was able to do a quick weekend getaway, and I have a hard time passing up the chance to come to Kansas City, so here I am. They have some of the prettiest bridges for their overpasses in any city that I've been in. So I just hit Kansas City. I'm in the hotel room, and I love this room. I've never stayed here before, but it's like a suite. And it's got this amazing view of downtown Kansas. Look at that. That is amazing. We're supposed to get storms later tonight and into tomorrow, on Saturday, and this is going to be a fabulous place to watch these storms roll through. So I'm going to get off here and get settled in, and I will check back in with y'all later. Okay, so it's about, I don't know, 6:30. I'm fixing to run out and find something to eat, and that's about it. I did finish Openly Straight, and I think it's probably a 3.5-star book. I don't know that I like the way it ended. I think it left some things unanswered, and I think it probably could have done a better job and wrapped up at the end. I'd really like to have seen how one particular storyline ended instead, if it was resolved later on, but it just kind of ended. So I'm a little disappointed in that, but I do really like the narrative of being yourself and being authentically you, and then not trying to hide a part of yourself because it doesn't conform to the norm or because it's a label and you don't want labels, or that kind of thing. So that is about all I have different to say about it. I do have some other books with me. I'm going to finish up Dusk or Dark or Dawn or Day this weekend, and I've got some graphic novels with me plus my Kindle, and I've got about 72 hours worth of just me time, and I am ecstatic. Gonna meet up with a friend later tonight and go from there. So I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Okay, so I just finished this book, Dusk or Dark or Day or Dawn by Shauna McGuire, and I really enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It was very interesting. I like the way it ended. No spoilers, but you kind of knew going into it how it was going to end, and it was nice. It was sweet. I really love Shauna McGuire's writing, and she didn't disappoint. I'm a huge fan of the Wayward Children series, as probably most people are. And, like I said, this one didn't disappoint either. It was a little bit slower, but it was sweet. It's about family. It's about sisters. It's about death and the younger sister grieving for the death of the older sister and trying to get to her dying day because she dies early and is turned into a ghost. But you have to reach your dying day before you can pass over. And so it was nice. But that's it. I'm gonna end it there, and I will check back in with y'all in a little while, probably tomorrow, because I'm gonna hang out with some friends and go from there. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay, so it is Sunday, July 29th, and it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting ready to leave, pack up my hotel room and head home. It is rainy and stormy, and it's going to be rainy and stormy all the way home. So I wanted to try and get in between the storm systems. We'll see how well I do. It's currently not raining here in Kansas City, so I'm hoping I'm just a little bit behind the line that just moved through about an hour ago and is moving kind of southeast. Straight to Arkansas. Yay. But there's also another line moving into Arkansas from Oklahoma, so it's going to be interesting and fun. And then later this afternoon we're supposed to get another line of storms in Arkansas, so I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to get in between them so I'm not driving through rain and storms all the way home. That would make for a long, difficult drive. But I hate to leave this city. I love it so much here. I had a great time. Got to see a friend and hang out for a little while on Friday night, and then the rest of the time I've just been in my hotel. Haven't had to leave it for any reason. There's a little bistro downstairs that has some really good food, and so that's where I ate dinner every night and just hung out in my room, and it was nice and peaceful and relaxing. I didn't finish any other books this weekend. Didn't listen to anything. I just kind of relaxed, and it was really nice. On my way home, I'm going to listen to Autobiography by Christine Lauren. It's a little over 9-hour audiobook, but I listen at 1.5 speed, so it should last me just the right amount of time for my 7-hour drive. So that's it. I'm going to get off here and I'm going to load up my car before it starts raining again. But I'm going to leave you with the skyline in the back, that view. I think these rock cliffs are so pretty. I'm still in Missouri, but I'm getting close to the Arkansas-Missouri border. I have listened to, I'm probably about halfway through autobiography, and it's interesting to me. It's about a bisexual senior in high school who came from a very open family, and who is openly bisexual inside of his family when they moved from California to Utah, to Parvo, Utah, which is where BYU is, and he falls in love with his teaching assistant, who is Mormon, and closeted. So it's very interesting to see the contrasts there. It's also interesting to me because my boss is Mormon, and we've talked at length kind of about the Mormon faith. And this book is portraying some the Mormons in a negative light, that their stance on gay, queer rights have changed significantly over the last couple of years, and my boss and I have been talking about that recently. They're actually a lot more accepting than what this book portrays, and they've worked really closely, the Mormon community's worked really closely with the queer alliance groups in Utah to make sure that the rights are being upheld, their human rights are being upheld, and to show that the church is accepting. So I'm having a hard time with that portion of the book, because I think it's giving some disservice to the stereotypes of the Mormon church. And I'm not a religious person, but I really dislike when stereotypes or inaccurate information is given about religion, because I think that does nothing to perpetuate the negative aspects of religion. And I know that not every religion is negative. Not every religious person feels the same, and it doesn't have to be a negative or hurtful communication. And I think when false information or inaccurate, outdated information is used in books such as this, I think it can be more harmful than it is helpful. So that aspect of it's interesting to me. Like I said, I'm not religious in any way. I'm actually atheist or agnostic, but it is something that I've been learning more about the Mormon religion a lot more here lately, because of my boss and the things that he has been sharing with me, just to help my curiosity. He's not trying to convert me to Mormonism or anything like that. He just knows that I am curious and open-minded and looking to learn about different things, such as, what the Mormon Church believes. And so he also knows that I'm highly liberal and very much how I feel about social issues, so we have those discussions quite a bit. Anyway, I just wanted to show you some of the view that I get when I'm driving home from Kansas City, and talk a little bit about autobiography. I'm fixing to, I should be crossing the state line here just any minute. But the countryside up here is beautiful. You know, Arkansas is the natural state. I said that in an earlier vlog portion of this. And we've got storms moving through. I'm actually driving between storms. I left Kansas City just after a storm went through, and I think I'm between systems right now, but you can see the sky has these enormous white fluffy cotton ball type clouds, and there's another storm system that's going to be firing up here this afternoon going through Arkansas, and so I'm just trying to make it home before that system hits, because it's supposed to be the chance of severe storms is there, and I don't want to be driving in all that rain and wind, and when I could be at home enjoying it from the comfort of my own house. So there's that. I guess I was further away from the state line than I thought, because it's already been 6 minutes, and so I guess I will end this here. Bye. Welcome to Arkansas, the natural state. Okay, so I am, it's about 3:30 on July 29th, and I'm still driving home. I'm well into Arkansas at this point. I'm about to hit the Fayetteville area, actually. And I'm 51% into this audiobook of autobiography, and there's another part of it that just really bothers me, this section of dialogue, and I apologize for the wonky angle. I'm using hands-free, so it's not the correct, I know I'm way off center, but whatever, this is the safe way to do this, because I need to talk about what I'm feeling about this book. So if you haven't read it and you don't want spoilers, and I don't know that this will be a spoiler, but I guess it could be, I understand, just ignore this part, fast forward until the next part, view changes or whatever. But in this book, obviously Tanner is bisexual, and Sebastian is the Mormon who has feelings for Tanner. But it's clear he's very conflicted with his religious standpoint and then the feelings he's having towards Tanner. And at this point in the book, they're dating. They have established that they are boyfriends. They kiss, they make out, that kind of stuff. Obviously, they're not doing anything in public because Sebastian is the bishop's son, and they're in a community that would highly frown upon this in the church and all that. So everything's staying on the down low. But the part here, they're talking about Sebastian when his parents first found out he was bisexual, and how they took it and how all that came about. And so Tanner asks, we're about to go into the tunnel here. But Sebastian asks Tanner how he knew he was, or when he knew he was gay. And Sebastian freaks out and says, I'm not gay. And Sebastian's like, what, you like boys? You know, you're my boyfriend. That's, you know, in his mind he's thinking, well, that's gay. That, you know, Sebastian has already said he doesn't like girls. and is not attracted to him at all. So, and is only attracted to men. So he says to, Tanner says to Sebastian says to Tanner, I'm not gay. Tanner, you know, I'm not gay, I'm not straight, I'm just Tanner, I'm just me. Or Sebastian, I'm getting them confused, you know, I'm not gay, I'm not straight, I'm just me, I'm just Sebastian. And Tanner gets all defensive about this, doesn't say anything, but he says that, you know, he makes a comment about how can I send my book that is all about him and us falling in love to someone whose heart doesn't beat the same as mine. And I have a problem with this because this book is supposed to be openly queer friendly. You know, it's a bisexual and a gay male main character, and I understand that Sebastian is conflicted because it's his religion and that's how it's taken, but that narrative in that dialogue just made it feel to me like there was only two options. Like you're either gay or you're straight or you're bisexual, which I guess that's three options, not two. But you know, there's no other options. And knowing the queer community and learning about the queer community, that's not the case. So what Sebastian is saying isn't necessarily denying that he's gay. You know, maybe he's not gay. That narrative just seems to me like they are limiting the options to only being gay, straight, or bi. And I think that is very detrimental to anybody else, you know, to someone that's reading this book and it doesn't fit into one of those categories. So that's all I'm going to say on it. I think y'all understand what I'm trying to say and why it kind of struck me, especially because this book was released in 2017. This isn't a book that's been out for several years. This is a book that was released in 2017. And I know there's a writing process and it could take years to write or whatever, but you would think that that would have been caught in some kind of editing or beta readers or whatever the case may be. And I just think that it is a little presumptuous and not necessarily a good narrative to have. So, all right, I'm going to end it at that. Hey y'all, it is 9:45 on Sunday, July 29th, and I am actually watching Maddie and Stephanie do their live show. Having a great time there. I love their live shows. But I wanted to give you a final check-in for the day. I did finish Autobiography, and it was okay. I think I gave it 3.5 stars.
This is 168 pages. Staged.
And but I have some problems with it. There was some good parts and some bad parts, but overall I enjoyed it, but it wasn't the best. So I'm going to leave it at that. And Booktubeathon starts in about 2 hours and 15 minutes for me. I'm going to start one book probably right at the midnight mark if I'm still up. And then I don't know what I'm going to do. But between now and then I'm going to try and finish this graphic novel, Marzi. Hopefully I will. But that's it for this week. I will start my new vlog tomorrow for Booktubeathon, and hopefully it'll go well because I've got 7 books to read, so I'm excited there. If you enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to me. I will talk to y'all later, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next week. Bye.